During the time of the neighbourhood plan, my role was that of the capacity builder, so going out to the local residents and communicating to them that this plan was being developed. They needed to come to the residents' meetings, let your neighbours know, all the rest of it. Um, a lot of the residents who turned up, and let me just mention the reason why so many do turn up, because you'll have the local police officer there, you'll have the local councillor there, so they actually feel one away from someone who can change or resolve their issue. So that's another kind of key point to why those residents turn up. What we found was that a lot of the residents talked about car parking space, we need more, but in fact you can't increase the space within a neighbourhood and create that extra parking space. Rubbish, rats came up, so we had to explain it's not that kind of plan, it's more of a spatial plan. Yeah, so the approach we had was a bottom-up approach, gathering the ingredients from the local residents and our town planner putting all those ingredients into a pot and baking the final product that came out as the neighbourhood plan. And if you look at the plan, you know, you can see it's bottom up. It's what people desire and anticipate for a productive and socially acceptable neighbourhood, one where young people can flourish. So, for example, improvement to the parks, a Balsall Heath square, which is now in development. We call it the Pocket Park. So as you enter Balsall Heath, there's be a place of welcome where people can actually socialise with benches. Improvements to the River Ray, which has happened. The reopening of a train station, which may take a bit longer. But yeah, people want to be connected. People want to be able to travel to other parts of the country more locally. So very much, you know, bottom up, this is our aspiration, these are the goals we want to achieve, and this is how we as a neighbourhood think we can flourish. Balsall Heath is the first neighbourhood in the whole of the city to have a neighbourhood plan, something that we're really proud of. And I must stress that it was a really small budget that we got, so there was a lot of goodwill from a lot of partners, from within our organisation, people doing extra time. So it's a lot of legwork. It's a lot of legwork. But I think for us it was a way of bringing the community together, which is the aims and objectives of the Balsall Heath Forum. Bringing people together from all different walks of life, all backgrounds. So it was an exercise in community cohesion for us. But that engagement, just to bullet point some of the engagement, so that the residents associations, we had a magazine called the Balsall Heath Forum, which had articles in there where people could send in their comments about the plan. So each stage of the plan, we would send in what has been decided. Do you have any comments? We went out to the libraries, we went out to the local supermarkets. The Aldi up the road allowed us to have a stall outside. That level of community engagement, talking to the local businesses, I think equaled the high percentage of people that came out to vote. We had a higher turnout than any council election. We had a higher turnout than the police crime commissioner election, and we had 90% of the local residents during the referendum saying yes. So there was a 10% that we missed out, and maybe we didn't have the capacity to engage with that 10% as much as we would have liked to. But there's always going to be that element from within your community that will say, you never engaged with us, you didn't ask us, why weren't we a part of this? So I would say the key word in all this is perseverance, because with the little bit of budget we had, I think it was a little bit over £10,000. The rest is down to just sheer grit and perseverance, and a desire to have something that's in the vision of the people rather than the top-down approach. It really helped to have that long track record in in terms of community engagement and empowerment. It made it a lot easier for us during the planning stages of the neighbourhood plan, to be able to go to those residents who had already been activated over a number of years, for us to involve them, and indeed for them to have the confidence to be involved and to be able to give feedback and actually feel that they were a part of something that was going to happen. They had that confidence, and they felt that they were a part of the future positive development of their neighbourhood. And I believe that long track record played some part in allowing us to have that easy access to those residents through the Residents Association, again, that was set up 20 odd years ago. Each group made up of 7, 6 or 5 streets, very much active in their own little patches within the neighbourhood, and over the years have been instrumental in making a lot of changes, positive changes. So they felt they were part of the solution anyway, and that was the catalyst for them engaging with the neighbourhood development plan. The support we got from the city was really invaluable. One of the planners, Neil Weiss, and his colleagues were very supportive. It was a new, it was something new. Nobody knew what was right, what was wrong, and he constantly guided us through the the different phases of the plan, and guided us through what we can and can't do. So that was really invaluable. I think a lot of different authorities need to learn from people like Neil Weiss and his partners, to be honest with you, his colleagues, and without them we would be lost. And also we were really fortunate to have a local planner, Joe Hollyoaks, who lived in the area, understood the dynamics, understood the diversities, well known to the local people. Oh, if there was another neighbourhood that had started the plan, it would have been invaluable, because we were stumbling all the time. As I say, Joe would send something over, Neil Weiss in the city would send something back saying you can't do that bit, you can't do this bit. Obviously we wouldn't have been tripping up as much if we had an example out there. So there's some things you can learn, but there's others which you can't replicate or cannot learn, because the issues will be different, the dynamics will be different, but the foundation can be copied. We would be really happy to have people visit the Balsall Heath Forum, and we'd be happy to take you around and show people elements that have already been done from within the plan, and give you a guided tour. So we'd be happy to do that.